We're going to start a new one when I'm ready here. This is hopefully the last video on this hazmat problems that we've had, but I do want to clarify a couple of things that we talked about in the first three. One of them is when we email you a placard, it's got to be printed obviously on a color printer, okay? And we'll email you 2 emails for this because there's no printer big enough to print it, or common. So there's the first half, there's the second email, and then you just put it together, tape it onto the side of the trailer, and you're good. While I've got placards, don't forget that this line is the border. This piece that's outside of it, that's not part of the placard, okay? You can use duct tape if you like, as long as you don't cross that white border. So you could put it on with duct tape if you prefer the duct tape. And then you could run over across to the top of the duct tape and maybe put an X across in the clear tape. The other thing is I'm going to give you a code as we get through this. But the other thing is I showed you this placard. You should have extra placards of this in your truck. You pick them up at main supply points. Hawthorne's a good one. Twella's a good one. Those things should be working. This portion, A, B, C, D, E, F, forget it. You don't need it. Okay, this is for when this container would go into the hull of a ship. They want to make sure that we don't put an A next to a D, okay, or anything else like that. So this 1.1, 1.2, that's the part you need, and all you do in that case is if it's 1.1, cover the 1. And now I've got 1.1. And this is the portion that you would keep. The other thing is these placards you should have extras of. Keep them under your mattress is a safe place for them, and they're out of your way. The other thing is, same thing with the coat hangers, don't forget. That's what holds it in, this one over here. But straighten it out, keep them underneath your bunk, they help. Next thing is kind of a disclaimer. This is not to instruct you that this is the way we need it done. These are helpful hints for you. It's part of our idea that we're here to support you. We give you the thoughts, we show you some different thoughts. Maybe you use them, maybe you don't. But what you need to take out of this is the buck stops with you. It's your job to securely apply the placard. It's your job to make sure the placard's removed when the hazmat's no longer there. So we talked about those in the early ones. Your code for this, by the way, is going to be number 1. That's all you have is 1 code. Next thing I said, we're giving you tips. Also, if you didn't have alcohol, you go into the restroom and you get hand soap and water. That'll clean up the surface too, not as well as alcohol, okay? But that may work for you. Your job is to securely apply the placard. Next thing is, we don't pay for these, but these are 10 bucks. This is a heat gun. You buy that with a little extension cord, plug it into your ATU, and you'll be able to heat the surface in the wintertime. Other thing is if it's wintertime and I knew I was going to a base that I'd need my tape for, adhesive sticks better when it's warm. The surface of the metal may be cold, but if that adhesive, it's going to be better than nothing. So I would take that tape and I just lay it up by the defroster so that it heats up. Again, we don't pay for this, but if you buy a piece of 16 by 16 plexiglass and you buy 4 of them, they're much larger than is the placard. This is a small piece, but if you had a 16 by 16, now I can place this over the top of my placard, right? And then, since it sticks over by 4 inches or this or that, I can take duct tape and tape all the way over this, all 4 sides, and make sure that my placards are in good shape and stay on. So you may want something like that. Now this we look at as kind of the same thing as something extra that makes your job easier. We don't necessarily pay for everyone to have that, but if that's something that you think you may want and makes your job easier, gets you rolling faster, and makes it simpler, absolutely, you can buy those. You might be talking, I don't know, $20 for 4 pieces. Don't forget, this is not designed as a requirement as how to do it. It's to give you some tips on how to do it. Buck stops with you. Your job is to apply placards securely so that they stay on the trailer. That's what your job is. This is going to end it. Again, number 1, that's the code for this video. Send it in and we should be all set. I appreciate your time. Thank you.